Hey guys, shalom and welcome back to ReligionWinked TV. I'm your host, Spirituality, and you're watching this edition of the Morning Read, episode 147. We're going to read Proverbs chapter 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31 to close out the book of Proverbs. Now, we do this because some people like to get up and read people to filth, but as a spiritual person, as a believer in the Most High Yahweh, we also do it because we like to read people to life. That's life more abundantly. We know that Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and except a man come through him, they cannot enter the kingdom of heaven via ReligionWinked TV and other platforms like mine that are feeding the sheep, feeding God's children. Also, we know people cannot physically see, literally read, and others are just abused and hurt by people in the church and are mad at God for whatever reasons. Before we go any further, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Like, share. You can like, comment, subscribe, and share to or share ReligionWinked TV. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into chapter 27, verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. 2. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. 3. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. 4. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I truly agree. 6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. I agree with that as well. 7. The full soul loatheth an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. 8. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. 9. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so does sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. 10. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither to go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. And that's the God's honest truth, people. Verse 11, and we have to go to 27. My son, my daughter, excuse me, my son, my daughter, my children of Israel, living as Christians today, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. 12. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. We read that in the book of Proverbs. 13. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. 14. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. 15. A continual dropping in very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. 16. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which betrayeth itself. 17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. That's how it should be. We should not be tearing people down, but sharpening people with iron. 18. Whosoever keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. 19. As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. 21. As the fitting pot for silver, and the furnace for gold, so is the man to his praise. 22. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. 23. Be thou diligent to know thy state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. 24. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation. 25. The hay appeareth, and the tender grass sheweth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. 26. The lambs are for the clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. 27. And thou shalt have goats' milk enough for thy food, and for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. Now here we have goat's milk. Why did the world get us away from goat's milk and get us onto cow's milk? I just think we should go back to goat's milk, goat's cheese, and goat's everything else. For the most part, it's some truth to it, people. We're going right into the book of Proverbs, chapter 28. Let's read. Verse 1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. 22. For the transgression of a land many are the princes thereof, but a man of understanding and knowledge, the state of thereof shall be prolonged. Let me read that again too. For the transgressions of a land many are the princes thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge the state thereof shall be prolonged. 2. A poor man that oppresseth the poor is like a sweeping rain, which leaveth no food. 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. 5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understandeth all things. 6. Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. 7. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father. 8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. 10. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit, but the upright shall have good things in possession. 11. The rich man is wise in his own conceit, but the poor that hath understanding searcheth him out. 12. And we have to go over to 28. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. 13. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. And we're going into 14. Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. 15. As a roaring lion, a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. 16. The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor, but he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. 17. A man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. 18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. 19. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain persons shall have poverty enough. 20. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. 21. To have great respect of persons is not good, for a piece of bread that man will transgress. Okay. 22. He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. 23. He that rebuketh a man afterwards shall find more favor than he that flattereth with the tongue. 24. Whoso robbeth his father or his mother, and saith, It is no transgression, the same is the companion of a destroyer. God have mercy on us all. Whew. Solomon really put down the gavel on these judgments and these sayings and these dark sayings that we learned of in the first reading. If you go back to Proverbs 1 and 3, I break down what Proverbs is and how we get to where we are. 25. He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. 26. He that trusteth in his own ways, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. 27. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. In the last verse of 28, it was a perfect chapter. Chapter 28 with 28 verses. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. Going right into chapter 29. And we have 27 verses to go. He that being often approved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. 3. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father, but he that keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. 4. The king by judgment establisheth the land, but he that receiveth his gifts overthroweth it. 5. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. 6. In the transgressions of an evil man there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. 7. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. 8. Scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. 9. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. 10. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. 11. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth in all till afterwards. 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his wrath are wicked. 13. The poor and the deceitful man meet together. The Lord lighteneth both their eyes. 14. The king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever. 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. 17. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. 18. Come there is no vision, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. 19. A servant will not be corrected by his words, for though he understand, he will not answer. 20. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him. 21. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have saved him become his son at the length. Let me read 21 over again. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have him become his son at length. 22. An angry man stirreth up strife, and the furious man aboundeth in transgressions. 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. 24. Whoso is partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing and bewrayeth it not. 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way of abomination to the wicked. Do you guys get that? That ends the reading of chapter 29, and we're going right into chapter 30. And we're almost on chapter 31, and that will end the read of the book of Proverbs. Guys, we're making some dent. I hope you all are getting this word out there, because when you minimize God, you maximize the devil. So it's our job and it's our assignment to feed God's sheep the word of God, so that they can begin to glorify God, maximize God again, and then minimize the devil in their lives. Chapter 30, verse 1. Let's read. The words of Agur, the son of Jaketh, even the prophecy, the man spake unto Ithiel, even unto Ithiel and Ucal. 2. Surely I am more brutish than any man, and have not the understanding of a man. 3. I neither learn wisdom, nor have the knowledge of the holy. 4. Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? 5. Every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. 6. Add thou not to his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar. 7. 2 things I have required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. 8. Remove far from the vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Let the church say, so be it. 9. Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of my God in vain. And I always say, God, don't give me too much where I boast and brag and forget about you. Don't give me too little where I steal and be a vagabond and act as if I have no blessing or no substance from you. Give me enough where I'm content in you, dear Lord. Give me enough where I am content in you, dear Lord. So, verse 9, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. Because God don't want you to kill, steal, and destroy. That's what the devil does. 10. Accuse not a servant unto his master, lest he curse thee, and thou be found guilty. 11. There is a generation that curseth their father, and doth not bless their mother. 12. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. 13. There is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. 14. There is a generation whose teeth are as a sword, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. 15. Horse-leash, the horse-leash had 2 daughters, crying, Give, give. There are 3 things that are never satisfied, yea, 4 things, say not, it is enough. The first, 16, the grave and the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that saith not, it is enough. Those are the 4 things. 17, the eye that mocketh at his father, and despises to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagles shall eat it. 18, there be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yea, 4 which I know not. 19, the way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid, with a virgin. He's saying that's wonderful to him, those 3 things, which are too wonderful for him. 19 says, the way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid, with a virgin. 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Oh, God, have mercy on us all. 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. 22. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat. 23. For an odious woman when she is married, and an handmaid that is heir to her mistress. 24. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. We talked about the ant earlier. 25 says, the ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. 26. The conies, which are the badgers, are but a feeble folk, yet make their houses in the rocks. 27. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth of all them by bands. 28. The spider or lizard taketh hold with her hands, and is in kings' palaces. 29. There be 3 things which go well, yea, 4 are comely in going. 30. A lion which is strongest among beasts, and turneth not away for any. 31. A greyhound, and a he-goat also, and a king against whom there is no rising up. 32. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, or if thou hast thought evil, lay thine hand upon thy mouth. 33. In the last verse of chapter 30. Surely the churning of milk bringeth forth butter, and the wringing of the nose bringeth forth blood, so the forcing of wrath bringeth forth strife. Going right into chapter 31 to close out the book of Proverbs. Let's read. Verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. 2. What, my son? And what? The son of my womb? And what? The son of my vows. 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. 4. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink. 5. Lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. 6. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. 7. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. 8. Open thy mouth for the dumb and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. 9. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. There's a Jamaican song, reggae song, called Virtuous Woman. 11. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. 13. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. 14. She is like a merchant ship, she bringeth her food from afar. 15. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. 16. She considereth the field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth the vineyard. 17. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. 18. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Her lamp goeth not out by night. 19. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. 20. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reaches forth her hand to the needy. 21. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her households are clothed with scarlet. 22. And we have to go over to verse 31. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. 23. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. 24. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. 25. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. 27. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. 28. Her children arise up, and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. 29. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all. 30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. 31. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Guys, that ends the book of Proverbs. Oh, Lord have mercy on us all. We're going to go ahead and close out here, you all. So, as of today, we are down 4 morning reads. If I hold off on today, I would have to do 5 tomorrow. If I try to go ahead and get 1 more done today, or maybe all of them, depending on how I feel, because it's really not that much left. It's only 4 morning reads with a total of 20 chapters to go, divided into the 4 reads. So, with that being said, I may come back, you all. I may not tonight. I may just push through and do 5 tomorrow. We'll see. Guys, I hope this is blessing you. I hope you are sharing these morning reads. I hope you appreciate what God is doing off of this channel. Again, the Word of God is here for us to utilize it. The book of Proverbs broke it down how we can live in an ungodly world strategically, being very skillful and godly in relations to God, our children, our jobs, neighbors, the government. We can utilize and benefit these sayings to the best of our faith's ability to grow and to live better lives. So guys, you've been watching Religion Winked TV. I am your host, Spirituality, and my spiritual ears stay. We will pick up in the book of Ecclesiastics. We have 12 chapters to go with, I believe, 3 reads from the book of Ecclesiastics. And we'll move right into the Song of Solomon, and then we'll get into the book of Isaiah. So with that being said, guys, remember Psalms 119 and 105. Let the word of God be a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. That way, wherever you step, it will be bright. Wherever he leads you, you will begin to shine his light. With that being said, I'm your girl, Spirituality, and you know my spiritual ears stay. Shalom.